Okay, caller, you're on the air. I'd like to ask Mr. Wellman if the police have a lead on that case about the tattoo artist that was murdered in Happy Valley. The police asked if I have an insight into the murder that it may help them develop a suspect. I did provide them with some markers to follow up on. Okay, thank you, caller. You're on the air with Ozzy Welman. In this new book, is it similar to the last one in the area of forensic psychology? I love the way you pour into the mindset of the murder suspects. Thank you for that. This book will focus more on the architecture that goes into planning a murder as opposed to murder that occurs spontaneously, that is, in the heat of the moment, an act of passion. People kill another human being just for being slighted. So in this book, I take the time to research the killer that plans, works, does research, to reconnoiter, to find out and single out a victim. This could be anybody, but it's generally a male between 20 and 35. The planning, the intelligence it takes to murder and get away with it is nothing short of brilliant. A hunter-killer will wait for days, even months, stalking his prey, plotting and planning for that perfect time and situation to kill. It's incredible the amount of detail they put into a hunt or kill, and the reason is because they want to live free, to be able to do it again and again and again. The hunt is a means to an end. The end can vary, but always ends in death sooner or later. Okay, caller number 3, you're on the air with Ozzy Welman. Yeah, will you help the police with this Happy Valley murder case? And what can you tell us about the crime scene or leads the police may have? As I told the host, I have limited access to case files and the intricacies of the murder itself. This is to protect the victim as well as shield the perpetrator from knowing how much the police know. You might as well open a candy store and let the child run free. That's what you would be doing by releasing intimate facts about the case. If a murderer could stay 2 steps ahead of the law, then he would never be caught. It's in the details that trip up these killers and causes them to be arrested. It's always in the details. This is why police limit the amount of information that is released to the public. I am, however, allowed to know certain facts that might help the police tracking a killer, but these are facts I cannot provide to the public and must keep them in confidence. Thank you, caller. You're on the air with Ozzy Welman. Mr. Wellman, I'm interested to know how you have researched serial killers. I've done research for my books and I'm constantly reading public records on all types of killers. But the serial killer is somewhat like a unicorn because they are rarely caught. Most of them die of old age or are too old to function with a high capacity. There are more than 3,613 serial killers operating in the U.S. The golden age of these specimens is from 1970 to the year 2000. Serial killers were at their most prolific. The United States has the highest number of serial killers in the world. England a close second with 746. Many people ask, why does the United States have so many serial killers? The answer is quite simple: freedom and autonomy. The laws that make this country great have made it a safe haven for serial killers. They work within the parameters of the rights we have been given to move freely. You might be shocked by this little known fact that every American in the United States has walked by a murderer or killer 36 times in their lifetime. That's a pretty amazing statistic. It shows you how many murderers there are walking around. The reason we have some of these statistics is because there have been a few that have been captured and kept alive to be studied by neuroscientists and forensic psychologists to determine their behavioral patterns. This is where we have accumulated most of our information. It is an ongoing process. With the advent of DNA has narrowed the field down to a few intelligent and highly evolved killers. Those are some great facts, especially the one about proximity of killers to everyday people. Let's take another caller before we take a break. You're on the air with Ozzy Welman. Hello, caller. Are you there? Yes, I'm here. What's your question? My mother always told me I was a smart one. There were expectations, but I guess she was right. I've never been caught with my hand in the proverbial cookie jar. I'm sorry, caller. What's your question? I know who killed the unfortunate in Happy Valley. She was a regular at the Starbucks on Sunnyside. Indian licorice mocha delight, I believe. If you don't have a question, I'm gonna bump you. Do you know what a stingray is? It's a fish, so what? So what indeed. How about you, Mandy? Do you know what a stingray is? Yes, I know. Well, what's he talking about? He's talking about an illegal surveillance device that mimics a cell tower, so you can monitor all information from any device you choose. They are mostly used by an intelligence community and are very hard to get. High marks, Mandy. I'm sure Mother's proud. What is your name? What may I call you? I've always been fond of the name Roger, but I would hate for someone to call me by that. So call me Bill. So, Bill, how did you come to know the lady in Happy Valley? Was she an acquaintance of yours or just a muse? Very good. Establishing an avenue of contact. Breaking down the suspect, but not so fast. I would like to ask you a question. Let's hold on right there. We're going to take a quick break and get right back to you. Are you willing to hold, Bill? Being put on hold's insulting. It's also boring. But I'll tell you what. If you're up for it, I'll give you a ring back in about 5 minutes.